Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, addressing all my Laker people. You're wondering why my Knicks-Laker video reaction wasn't up last night. I have no idea. I had a lot of phone trouble, but it wasn't discovered until well after that video should have been uploaded. I think I probably either forgot to upload it, although I thought I did. I distinctively remember listening to that video after I made it, but I might have just simply forgot to upload it. But yeah, it's being uploaded now for all my Laker peeps wondering what the hell happened to that video. Ironically enough, I ended up having some major trouble phone-wise right after I made that video. But I don't think that was any excuse at all or any related to me not being able to upload that video. I just honestly think it was an honest mistake. But all morning long, I've been running on fumes as it pertains to my phone because I ended up having some real bad charging issues. But got a charger here. Hopefully it's compatible, and from there we should be able to keep me in the game. But as far as the Lakers are concerned, I encourage everybody to check out my Laker video that I made last night, or the long Laker video that I made at Hollywood, as I was walking the streets of Hollywood talking to our team for about 50 minutes. That was really good. I made a case for Draymond Green being a Laker, and just talked about finding players' strengths and utilizing those. But today, what's on my mind is how bad we played against the Knicks. And you know, in all honesty, I'm just a little frustrated with the team because I don't know how to view what it is that we're choosing to do, certain decisions that we make. I just don't understand. It's like when you put yourself in a position to honestly beat a team like the Pacers, who's playing for all the marbles for $500,000, get yourself a banner, put the banner up, and then proceed to play horribly after winning that championship, horribly after you put up that banner for your standards. It wasn't horrible for other teams' standards who were not very good, but for a team that just won a championship, in-season tournament championship, we've been playing bad ever since we won it. And this is what I was a little concerned with leading up to that championship game and following it. How much drop-off would we have? Because we already shown signs of being a team that is kind of front-running-ish. We got a vibe about us that kind of only wants to play when we want to play, only wants to do homework and compete and get a good game plan going when we really feel motivated to do so. And otherwise, we're just kind of tossing games around like they don't matter. And I just think seeding is too important. Staying out of the play-in game is too important. And one of the reasons why I'm really frustrated about how frivolous we are about seeding and play-in tournament is the fact that you can get hurt in a play-in tournament game. It's a one-or-done situation trying to get you in the playoffs, and all of a sudden, you roll an ankle, a guy like Anthony Davis rolls an ankle, it sends you home. And it's like our team ain't taking that very seriously, man. And so that's my issue with the Lakers. It's just that we're not winning games we're supposed to be winning. We lost to the Knicks. Brunson's good. Juju's good. They got a nice coach. All of that. That's cool. But they're not better than us. We shouldn't have played poorly last night. San Antonio, 2 straight games we played poorly. Dallas, when Kyrie Irving ain't on the floor. I mean, come on, man. At some point in time, the Lakers got to tighten up and say, okay, I get it. We just wanted the tournament. You know, we got $500,000 to every player's name. That's great. But at some point in time, you got to look up and say, these games matter too, because we could see some teams in the playoffs, and it's going to matter what type of seeding we have, determine the path that we're going to take to get to how far we're going to go. If you're going to be frivolous with the season and you're going to celebrate this in-season tournament and let that be the only thing you win, you do better respecting LeBron James and sending him to the Philadelphia 76ers or something so he can go compete for a championship in the last years of his career. He's already doing more than anybody else has at this age. He already has more knowledge on him than anyone else. And you still can't win without him. You can't even barely win a game without him. And Anthony Davis, same thing. I mean, if Anthony ain't on the floor, we're not even a cohesive basketball club. I mean, at some point in time, we just got to say, yo, none of this is acceptable. None of this is acceptable, LA. If you're going to be a good team, then be a good team when it's not just $500,000 on the line, man. If you're going to have these fantastic schemes to defeat teams, do that every night. Don't just do that when it's $500,000 on the line. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. Darvin Ham had the most spectacular schemes for Pelicans, Indy, Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? All these teams that we were supposed to beat in the play-in tournament, we was world beaters against them. And then we turn around against other teams that don't have nothing to do with the tournament and play like we ain't got no sense. Like we ain't never played the game before in our lives, man. And so that's my attitude about this team this year. I just don't like the front-running spirit of just the overall team. It ain't just one or two players. It's the whole squad doing this as a collective unit. We're going to wake up for this game. We're going to rest this game. We're going to leave ourselves without 3 starters. Who the hell bright idea was it to let AD rest when Bron is out there by himself and you're missing D'Lo and you're missing Cam Reddish? The team is not built to rest anybody in that starting lineup to that degree. It's just not, man. Whoever that was supposed to play that game needed to play that game. If AD was the one who needed to sit, Cam should have been out there. If Cam was the one who needed to sit, and D'Lo got to play through the damn headache. It is what it is, man, but we're not living up to what it is that we should be living up to as it pertains to us being a championship contender. When we go out there against teams like San Antonio and don't even put a competitive squad on the floor. Like the injuries, this is what we were talking about before the championship games and before the knockout tournament rounds. This team's been injured all season long. Who is supposed to be putting these guys together to prepare them to play physically? Whose job is that? When we got half the team hurt the whole time, guys is getting setbacks left and right. Vandover missed almost half the season, and that heel still ain't healed. Like, at some point in time, you just look back and you say Gary Vitti wouldn't have had these problems. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it really comes down to. That's where I'm at. I'm a Laker fan that knows who Gary Vitti is, and I'm telling you right now, we need him to come out of retirement to get this team healthy, man. And this guy would come up with contraptions that would make it so that the guy can play through a broken hand. And you can't even get guys out there with a hammy. You can't, like, guys got all different types of problems and can't get healthy. Like, what are we doing? That's what I'm asking as a Laker fan. What are we doing? So that's really my concern right now. I'm looking at our squad, and I'm honestly saying to you all that if we can just put ourselves in a position to be a bit more healthy, a bit more durable, get it together, everything will be fine. But if we continue to do this, I promise you, we're going to find ourselves getting ousted by a team that we probably do not want to go home to, man. And you look at certain teams that are coming along like OKC and Minnesota, you don't want to have to run into those teams without home court advantage because you didn't punted games in the season and they got a better record than you in the end. How healthy you think Bron going to be in June? How healthy you think AD going to be in May? Like, these are the type of things that I'm like, if we can't run a cohesive basketball team out there without them playing 82 games a season, then we might as well just punt the season because we ain't going to get that far. I'm just going to be honest with you. We can't expect these guys to be that durable. Team can't be built around them being on the floor every night. It just doesn't work. With one guy having the injury issues that he's had and the other guy being my age, 39 years of age. Come on now. So that's my attitude with the Lakers. I'm a bit frustrated. I think we need to do some things. You know, the D'Lo situation, we talked a lot about that in the post-game video that's just barely uploading now. I just think that D'Lo is a player that probably needs to be in a different role. Instead of being my primary playmaker, my primary point guard, he should be like a secondary point guard, primary shooting guard with intentions of having a defensive guard next to him. Sort of the role that Austin Reeves is in is sort of the role I would rather D'Lo be in. Unfortunately, we already got that role covered. So it's like, I don't know, man. Do I move D'Lo? Yes. And the reason why I know I need to is because he can opt out at the end of the season. Get a bigger bag and we lose him for nothing. That is the determining factor, not necessarily whether he fits or not. It's just understanding that the chances of him re-signing with us aren't wonderful. Chances of us losing him aren't bad. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a real big problem when you consider what he's worth and you consider his contract is basically movable to the max. It's a movable contract. In fact, it's been signed to move. So it's like, on top of that, he's not playing that well. You just get to a point where it's like, all right, it's probably best to move that contract. Get yourself that point guard you're looking for. Bring in a guy that you know you can rely upon a bit more so on more multiple years. Because you're not going to give him an in-season extension to kind of ease your mind in regards to that, which would be a solution. But I don't know that that's even possible. But that would be the only way I'd want to really keep D'Lo, is if I can give him an in-season extension on that contract to secure the fact that he would not opt out or leave. And then at that point, it's like, I don't even know if that's possible in the CBA. I have no idea. I'm just telling y'all what would be a solution for me as a fan. So, I don't know. You know, as a Laker fan, I want to see us succeed, obviously. I want to see us get into a position to kind of have the team that we want to have. I think the most important thing in regards to Anthony Davis is having that D-Lo piece, looking for him to find opportunities to get him the ball at all times, because especially in the second half when he tends to fall asleep and we tend to think about doing other stuff besides getting him the ball, we need that piece that's always considering getting him the ball, and that's D-Lo's most important role on the team. Besides being one of our more gifted shooters, it's being that natural born facilitator that's going to get AD the ball and control pace. But if he's going to have games where he goes under 10 points and we lose, I don't need that from him when I know I can probably end up getting that from AD himself. AD going to have games where he go 15 points and you lose. It's like, I don't need that from D-Lo, because at least AD is taking care of all the rebounding, all the defense. D-Lo ain't doing that. So why you walk away with like 7 points? You know, I got too many players in my starting lineup that I could pull a rabbit out of the hat and get something out of. I don't know what it's going to be. Something's coming out of it. Be a good performance, could be a great performance, could be trash. It's too much of that. And then when you couple that with Cam Reddish's inability to shoot the ball very well, I like Cam Reddish a lot, and I want him to stay on the team. But I'm worried we're probably going to look at him the same thing. He could probably opt out and sign with somebody else. Do you keep players that you have that dynamic with when you know that you're trying to win? Next year, you're going to want to win. This year, you need to win. Do you need this much instability in your starting lineup as it pertains to contracts and predictable production? And the answer is, I don't need that much unpredictable production when these guys could just bounce if they do play well. You know what I mean? It's like, Cam, I'm willing to hold on to because I need that defense. I need that. But D-Lo, if I can find a facilitator who can shoot the ball and do similar stuff that D-Lo does, I'm curious if it makes sense to move D-Lo. Now, one of the reasons why I like D-Lo is because of his height. You don't find yourself with a guy that's short. He's like 6'5", 6'6". That's good size. But if it don't translate to him getting stops any damn way, or if it don't translate to him getting boards any damn way, then it's not really height. Like, it doesn't really translate. So it's a lot of stuff I'm looking at with the D-Lo piece. I'm like, man, as I told y'all in the last video that's uploading now, I think that he'd probably be best in a place like Dallas next to Kyrie and Luka, because he's going to have all the space in the world. You know what I mean? Or in a situation where he's just able to launch threes, get in rhythm, control second units with his point guard style, and not be relied upon to be a primary shooter, not be relied upon to be a primary playmaker, and not be relied upon to be a primary point guard. If he's not relied upon, you can get the most out of him. When you're counting on him, he's not the guy. He's not the guy you want in that situation. And so that's my problem with D-Lo. I like his piece. I like his talent. I believe in what he can do, especially when he's confident. But from night in, night out, man, I don't know if I can rely upon this guy. In fact, I'm certain I cannot. And so that's what it really comes down to with D-Lo. I just want us to try to find a bit more of a stable piece. And if we find that stable piece, I think our team could be so much more cohesive from night to night. Because at the end of the day, LeBron James is very consistent, but he can go down with a big injury at any moment. I need the rest of my team to be able to hold down the fort while he recovers from said injury. Anthony Davis, very inconsistent on the offensive end. I need scoring. I can't be relying upon his scoring if my point guard, who's supposed to be a scorer, ain't scoring. And everybody else on the team is pretty much underdeveloped. So I just need some more stability, man. I don't know where I'm getting it from. I don't know how to find that. But as a Laker fan, I think it would be in our best interest to try to find that stability and put ourselves in the best possible position from there. So that's really what I got to say, man. Hopefully this video uploads. I got to go get some clothes out the dryer and a bunch of the other stuff that I got to do in this house. But I wanted to give y'all a video and let y'all know that I think I probably just forgot to upload that video. But it's on the way. Video 44. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.